Welcome to Try2Thrive, the podcast where passion meets endurance and every finish line is just the beginning. We're here to inspire, challenge, and share our journey through swim, bike, run, and beyond.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Try2Thrive podcast. My name is Chris, and I'm super happy and super pumped, super excited. I don't know, what about you, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm pumped as well. Hello and welcome everybody to our first episode of Try2Thrive. Yeah, my name is Dennis and I'm here with Chris.
It's a tongue breaker, isn't it?
Try to thrive. I think it's easy. But some people would say try to thrive. It depends where you're from. A German, like we both are, we are from Germany. You could say thrive. Try to thrive, but no, it's thrive. Proper TH. But we will record some podcasts and you will have time to get used to the correct pronunciation. But I think, first of all, we should tell our listeners what this podcast is about.
Yeah, but let me start maybe with the word game, thrive. Dennis, what do you think? What is thrive for you? What does it mean?
That's a very good question, Chris. And yeah, it also leads to what this podcast is about. Thrive basically means to become something good, become something valuable, to be in the best possible position to go towards your goal. In nature, for example, plants, they can thrive. That's when they become very beautiful, and that's what this podcast is about. Because Chris and I, we love sports. We're not only Germans. That's not the only thing we have in common. We also love sports, and we try to improve ourselves. And we both do triathlon. So that's why we came up with Try to Thrive. But Chris, what is thrive for you?
Oh, very good question as well, Dennis. So becoming a better person, same question, right? Trying to be better person on a daily basis, achieving your goals, having goals in mind and working on that constantly. And that is something that we both have in common as well, because we try to do that not only on the professional day, also on the personal.
Yeah, so here we have one thing in common, that we both try to just become better at what we are doing. And if we do something, we want to be good at it and improve ourselves, because if you stop improving, at the end you start getting worse. There was a quote, I forgot from whom it was, but there was a quote somehow like that. And for me personally, it's kind of like a lifestyle I want to have. I call it the Thrive lifestyle. And that's why when you had this idea with the podcast, it was Chris's idea, a podcast about triathlon and to thrive. Then I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that, because we talk to each other about triathlon, about sports, about getting better all the time. So why not recording it and creating this community with people, and just work on that and share and help people improving. And
So for me, it's about sharing content and sharing knowledge, sharing experience, that not other people just fall into the same pitfalls we did.
Exactly. So Chris, how would you sum up now our intro for the listeners? Why are we doing this, and what is our goal, and what can they expect in future from us?
So first of all, what the listener can expect is we'll go through a lot of interesting topics in the next couple of episodes that will be based on our experience, based on studies, based on materials we are trying, based on the equipment we have been testing over a couple of triathlons, a couple of events, races, that kind of things we're gonna share. And we try to do that in a very objective way, so everyone can take something out of it. I think our idea is that after each and every episode, somebody needs to learn something out of it. That is one of my main goals. You're listening to that podcast, you get something out of it.
That sounds very good. I agree to 100%. That's a coffee machine. Chris, you want a coffee?
Oh, thank you. Too much.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see if our listeners will be able to hear that too.
We have noise cancelling, so
Yeah, but I think we should leave that in the podcast. You should know that Chris really likes coffee. But we will talk about each other after we finishing talking about why we do this. We will talk about Chris a little bit more. And for sure, he will talk also a little bit about coffee as I know him. But getting back to the topic we were talking now, why we are doing this and what you can expect in future, I want to add one thing, what you should not expect from this podcast in the future. So this is not a podcast about professional triathlon. It's not a podcast about, you need to be the best, you need to achieve the best times, you need to achieve just the best. No, it's not about that. It's more about starting somewhere. You have the idea to be healthy. You have the idea to be in some way, a sporty person, and you want to improve yourself. And we don't want to do this only to achieve a one-time PB, and then we stop working out. We stop triathlon. No, it's about the journey within. When you start somewhere, and everyone starts in a different place. But I don't compare myself to Chris. I don't compare myself to some professionals or some other amateurs that might be much, much faster than I am. Of course, I can take example, but it's not about comparison to others. So it's only about, what can we do to improve ourselves and to live this lifestyle of thriving, but not talking about like professionals and not comparing ourselves with other people too much. It's just, like giving information, what we learned, how we can improve. But everyone should only improve with themselves.
Yeah, and what is very important for me, you said it perfectly, a lifestyle. And the lifestyle is being healthy. And why do extreme sports? And maybe we will come to that later a little bit, if it's something extreme that we do here or not. But listen to your body. If you don't feel well on one day and you need to have a long ride on a bike, 100 kilometers or more, you need to stop. If you don't feel right, stop. If you feel good, push yourself to the limits.
That's already an interesting thesis you gave. I'm not sure if I agree 100% with that, but maybe we can we come to that a little bit later, or maybe we'll make an episode about that. We will see, but for sure I have a little different view. But we will come to that. I think now everyone who's listening, like, you will have some kind of picture what this podcast is about.
I think we should also start before we talk about each other. What do we have in common in this?
What do we have in common?
Yes.
Okay, that's very easy.
You mentioned already one thing.
Yeah, I mean, we are both Germans.
Sorry for the accent, by the way.
Which accent?
The typical German one.
Best, right?
Let's be authentic.
I'm just kidding. Like, yeah. Yeah. So we are both Germans, but that's not where it ends. We both live in Poland, in Krakow.
Aha, now it's getting interesting.
Maybe you will say something.
Yes, we met each other at Toastmasters.
Yes, for those of you who don't know Toastmasters is a non-profit organization where you can improve your public speaking and leadership skills, where we met around 2 years ago, and I believe we improved our skills quite a lot in the past 2 years. Yeah, we thrive. Yes, and yeah, what else can we say? What we have in common, Chris?
We love sports.
We love sports. Now it gets quiet. I mean, we can for sure we can say where we are different. Also, I think Chris is a little bit more the tech nerd than me. I like technology, but I'm not as much into technology like Chris. So you can expect Chris preparing some podcasts about technology and everything around that in triathlon, because he really is into it.
I like details, yes.
Yeah, me too, but I think in different areas. Yeah, so I really enjoy the topics connected to nutrition, to training plans, and also to what Chris said. Yeah, when should we maybe not train, and when it's okay to train even if you feel slightly bad, or what does it mean bad? When does it hurt and it's too much, or when it's hurting and it's all right?
You should push yourself to the limits.
Exactly. So that's something I like. And here also, yeah, I like to read a lot about research, and we will talk about that for sure in future episodes. So Chris, now we were talking a little bit about what we have in common, where we are different. Chris, maybe you want to start and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into triathlon, and who you are, what you do, so that just our listeners can get to know you a little bit better.
All right, listeners, you can picture myself. I'm a German, as Dennis said, living in Poland. Now you might ask yourself, how does that come into the picture? So obviously I found a love in Krakow, in Poland.
It's not work.
It's not work. I changed everything around that, obviously, to make that happen. But yeah, it was love. And I fell also in love with Krakow. Krakow is a very, very beautiful city. What else? I'm 34 years old. And you might think, oh, my dad, hopefully he listens to that as well. He said, I'm too old for triathlon.
That's like that motivates you, right?
It motivates me a lot. I like to be challenged.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that too.
That we have in common as well.
We have that in common. If someone challenges me, dude, like I'm gonna prove you wrong. Exactly. Really. Exactly.
Push myself to whatever it needs. The sky is the limit.
Exactly. You will show him that you are a young man that is maybe too young, but not too old for it.
Exactly. So I work in IT, as Dennis mentioned, over a couple, I wouldn't say over a decade now. Working now for a big American corporation, and I am in the networking IT industry. And I love it. I love everything around technical gadgets, challenging myself, learning some new technologies. I do a lot of things in my private life as well, which is all around that. And I like the challenge. I like to study. I like to learn. And that fuels me on a daily basis. Although you might think, oh, that is a techie geek. What do I do in my free time? So in my free time, as I'm sitting quite often in front of the computer, I like to produce something that I can hold in my hand or I can admire afterwards.
Tell us more.
Yes, so I brew beer.
That is interesting, yeah. That's really interesting. That we don't have in common, but I drink his beer. Exactly. So that's what we have in common. He also drinks it. It's very good. It's very good.
Thank you. What else? I like 3D printing. That connects a little bit about something to create and maybe something to fix. Even on a bike, when something is not fitting, you just craft some tools and some equipment that then perfectly fits. So, and of course, public speaking. I go on technical conferences talking about technical things, automation in particular. I don't want to go into all the nitty-gritty details, but that's why I joined Toastmasters then. So to improve myself.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's it. A little bit about myself. I think over the couple of next episodes, you will get me a little bit more.
Tell us a little bit more about how you got into sports and about that part.
Great. Before I joined that American company corporation, I was doing quite a lot of sport, and I started with running when I was around 16. My mom was always complaining I'm playing too much computer games. And as you know, I like challenges. I said, look, I can do different. I can do better. So I started with running. And of course, a lot of issues. First of all, wrong shoes, issues with the knees, and so on. And I was very lucky because in the company I joined first, they had little bit of a running team. And I like to be challenged. So I tried to be the best. And I got there. I was young to that point in time, to be very honest, but I was also ambitious and was training a lot.
How old have you been?
Around 18.
18. 18. And it was like a long distance running team or short distance?
So it was short distance, so all this kind of city runs.
So how long? How many?
Yeah, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. And in my age class, I was sometimes first place.
What was the pace you were going back then?
Under 4 minutes.
Per kilometer,
Yes.
so around 19 minutes
18.
for 5K?
18.
18. That's pretty quick.
And I started running my first marathon when I was 18 with my dad together. That was a memorable moment for me. That was really great. And my second marathon was in Berlin. That was quite fast, super nice weather. Everything was super perfect that day. I ran my best time. I really enjoyed that. And then somehow I had a stress fracture in my tibia. And that completely was destroying me over the last few years. And I kind of lost track because my aim was running marathon under 3 hours. And yeah, I got distracted. And what brings me to triathlon? So at some point in time, I said, look, I need to have a healthier lifestyle. I need to get back on track. I was even sending you some of the pictures when I was around like 18, 19. I think you haven't even seen me in that position that I'm able to run that time. And somehow then Dennis said that he is training for triathlon and specifically long distance Ironman. And back in the days, I was super into it. And that was always a dream of myself doing a long distance triathlon. And it clicked immediately. And I said, look, I go for triathlon. So now I'm training for around half a year, I think. And I'm doing super great. I really much enjoy everything. Although swimming is...
All the disciplines you enjoy?
Well, as I said, swimming.
Swimming you don't enjoy?
Swimming is not the best thing for me.
But you
try
enjoy it, or?
I enjoy everything because what I like is the difference. You always need to adjust. You always need to change a little bit of the behavior. It's not every day the same. It's every day something different. Morning different than evening, different than the day before. And it's great. I love it. But that's it from myself. I think I talked too much about myself. But Dennis, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you come to, I already said how I came to Poland. How did you come to Poland? How did you come to the triathlon? And do you enjoy it so far?
So I didn't come because of love to Poland. I can straight start with that. Actually, I came to Poland the first time now 10 years ago. We are in 2025, end of April now, when we record this podcast. And I came to Poland in 2015 in the summer the first time. Because I usually before, when I was young, I was a lot into sports. I played handball, I played basketball, I was a cyclist. I even had races in Germany, a few. Didn't really like it because I was too afraid of crashes. So cycling in the peloton was not really something for me. I also did track and field. And back in 2014, I stopped playing handball back then, and my goal was to become a very good 400-meter runner. Wow. And I trained a lot to become like a 400-meter runner. My brother was also very good. He almost qualified for the German under 23 championships. Like it was like, I think 0.02 seconds were missing. And then the next year he was just too old. So I had like a similar goal. I wanted to go to the German championships and was training a lot. And then I had a hernia. For those of you who don't know what a hernia is, it's when you have like a hole in the wall of the stomach or in your muscles in your stomach. I'm not a doctor, so yeah, you might should look it up online. how you
put the link into the description.
So please Google it. I'm not a doctor. So yeah, I had this hernia, and it was a very small hernia, and I had a surgery when I went to the hospital. And after the surgery, I got a bigger hernia, and like skin and everything around it would just die. And 7 surgeries later, I have like a very huge scar and a mesh that basically holds my stomach together. And I lost in 6 weeks 12 kilograms because I stopped working out. I was only laying in bed. I couldn't even stand. And I stopped working out. I stopped training. And back then I trained twice a day, morning and evening, before work, after work. And yeah, that was my whole life. And from one day to another, I had to find something else. So for half a year, I didn't do much. I started reading. That was then my new hobby, trying to improve myself a little bit. But then when the summer came and I was like kind of fit again to travel and so on, I thought like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go to Spain to lay on the beach. I need a holiday. And I asked all my friends if they want to go with me to holiday to Spain. But unfortunately, no one wanted to go with me to Spain. And my mother, who was born in Poland, and I met with her back then, she had this idea that I could just go to Poland and take a language course in Polish, which of course I answered that, come on, no, I'm not going to go to Poland to learn a language. But then she said something very beautifully, which made me decide to go to Poland for this language course. Chris, you know what she said? No. You don't know what she said? Son, I'll pay.
Oh, perfect. Only for the language course or for the entire
trip? For everything,
trip?
like for everything, for the whole trip. So it was very easy for me to go to Poland. Then I came to Poland. I loved it. I liked it. I liked the language. And I found out that, yeah, learning a new language is very nice. It became a hobby for me. So it was also a challenge for me to learn Polish because I didn't speak any Polish. And also some people challenged me that I will never be able to learn the language, which it ignited a fire in me that, yeah, I'm going to show you it. I will be fluent in Polish.
You need to show me that fire.
So, and I came back every single year to learn Polish. And in 2018, I started my master's here. I studied international business, and went for Erasmus to France, came back to Poland, and started working here for a big corporation. And while COVID started, I went to the Polish mountains because I wasn't able to stay in Krakow anymore because you could only stay inside and not even go outside really. So then I went to the Polish mountains to live there quietly and have like some free space. And there I saw a tiny house on wheels, which made me at the end opening my company where I now sell and build tiny houses on wheels and module houses. And of course, at the end, the same what Chris has. I found love in Poland. As so many foreigners found love in Poland, very often it's men coming to Poland. I'm not sure why it is. It's less women coming into Poland, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Is that a fun fact?
I mean, let's not get into this. Okay, I think we can say it. Polish women are very beautiful.
Yes, I
Yeah, but it's not only that they are beautiful. They are like, you know, good and proper women, like with good values.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's how I came to Poland. I live now in Krakow for it's my 6th year here already. So over 5 years I live here already. And yeah, you got to hear how I got into sports. What else can I say?
The most important part is missing.
Which one?
How did you come to triathlon?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's so yeah, I did cycling, I did running, and I was always a bad swimmer. Like I was so bad when I remember in school when I did my A levels, my high school degree, and we had this test. We needed to swim, I think 500 meters or something. I was the worst. Like even the very like, you know, like unhealthy people that were like quite fat. I'm sorry that I use this word, but really everyone was quicker than me. It was a trauma. That's how bad I was swimming. When I would go swimming in Germany in a pool, usually the old ladies would overtake me. Really, that's how bad I was at swimming. So I just learned swimming, like real swimming, when I was 23, but only the breaststroke. And my dream was always to do something like kind of crazy, I think, like something like very big. So I always thought about Ironman. It was always in my head, but swimming almost 4 kilometers was for me impossible because I couldn't even swim 25 meters and not being out of breath. So then in 2018, I set my goal when I was for Erasmus in France after reading the book Think and Grow Rich. This book changed my life. After reading this book, I set myself this goal that I want to do an Ironman. And then I started training for an Ironman 70.3. I signed up for Ironman in Gdynia, 70.3. Doesn't exist anymore because now it moved to Krakow. But I couldn't do it because I got an injury in my ankle, which was very painful, and I was not able to run anymore. And then I also opened my company in the meantime, so kind of my priorities shifted. So similar to what Chris said before, sports got like a little bit into the back, and I wasn't very focused on a healthy lifestyle, more focusing only on getting the work done, which changed like around 2 years ago. And then basically 18 months ago, I started training again properly. And then, first it was running, then cycling. And then last year, around 12 months ago, I started with swimming again. And I take swimming lessons.
Are you now faster than the old ladies in the pool?
I am for sure faster than 1 year ago. I'm not saying I'm quick. But for sure, it's a little bit faster, and I feel for sure better. And I can swim much longer. Like my swim workouts in the beginning were what 1,000 meters, 1,500 meters. And now, yeah, very often I go above 3,000 meters, which for sure for some people listening to the podcast is, yeah, quite small, quite not many meters. But yeah, for me, it's a big step, and I'm quite happy that I did that. So yeah, and now I'm training for my first Ironman, which is yeah, in the near future, in 6 weeks actually. So yeah, I think that's it. I think even I talked longer than you, Chris.
Yes.
I didn't check, but I think it was longer than you were talking. Yeah.
Yeah, and what else we have in common? I think I know that we both will attend the Ironman in half Ironman 70.3 in Krakow.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm super excited about that as well.
Me too. Me too. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it. And yeah, I'm not sure yet if we have that in common, but what I always liked is I like competition. I love competition. I love also rivalry. I like that. Not in a way that, like, oh no, Chris was better. No, it's like when someone is better, then it's like, okay, yeah, you won, you're better. But I always like that when I have someone, and like I can do things with him together, even if you just train or if you go somewhere and then yeah, you try to be like a little bit better just because there is another person. And
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we do when we train together.
yeah,
Because we try to meet up, train together. Usually it's Saturday, swimming.
it's true.
Some
It's
other
true.
friends from Krakow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which for sure will also be coming to the podcast.
He needs to. 100%.
Yeah. Good. So, Chris, do you have any other idea what we can talk about now to give people like a better view of what will follow in the next episodes?
Yeah, so the next episodes will be one topic per episode. So where we start discussing certain things. And if you might have heard already, sometimes Dennis and I will not have the same opinion, but that's normal, that's human. So we're going to start discussing it. What we make here different, every one of us prepares each other from each other. That means I might have different sources and have different conclusions. So we wanted to make it as much interesting for you listeners. So this is something that will come up.
Exactly.
You want to talk a little bit about what we else want to create? It's the podcast is the starting point. Do you think we have something else in common?
Yes. So maybe I go back also a little bit because how we came to this word thrive is also connected to what I have started before with the Thrive talks and the whole idea of building a community that thrives, and now having the same with sports, especially connected to triathlon. And so that's why we want to build a community. You will find details on Facebook. That's what we have right now, which is a Facebook group where you can just be a member. It's called Try2Thrive Community, and check it out and just become a member. We will share more details about episodes, about events we plan to have. We are located in Krakow, so for the moment events will be in Krakow. But if you are from further away, yeah, maybe you can come to Krakow.
It's a beautiful city.
It's a beautiful city.
I think we can show you around.
Yeah, for sure. And there is a very nice place to swim. For sure, we will have some swimming events. running, cycling, whatever.
We're going to put the link into this show note description so you can check it out later for more details. And stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you, guys. And see you next time.
See you next time. Stay tuned and go and thrive.